Someone else asked, how do I know when I'm ready to attempt this skill again? Do I just go for it?
Yeah. So this one, and you might be able to, like, just as you've had conversations with athletes, you might be able to, like, we can maybe talk through this one together. This one it's a little tricky. Again, I think with mental blocks, it's this idea of, am I fixed? Is it still here? Is it going? It's almost like a condition that you have. It's like,
Hmm.
no, it's a way that your brain is processing, um, the way that you're thinking about the skill. It's just a certain kind of thinking patterns that you're in right now with when it comes to mental blocks. And so it's not that you'll get to a place where it's like, okay, you're good now. You can go for it. It's just
Hmm.
making sure that you're constantly aware of, okay, what is my 100% look like for today? Like what is a goal that I can have that it pushes me a little bit, right? Like it's a little bit scary, but it's totally within my realm of possibility for today. And it'll allow me to see progress and I can get excited about working towards this thing. So little
Hmm.
small goals as opposed to, I haven't done it by myself on any surface for the last 3 weeks, but today's the day I'm going to go do it. Right? That's
Hmm.
that's that's too big of a jump, and that's going to put you in that expectation, check the box on the day, and it's gonna almost set you up for that failure, which is not helpful.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the biggest thing is just take it one step at a time. Give yourself, there's one exercise I do with my athletes where I take a skill down. So if there's a skill that they want to have, whether like round off handspring tuck, and we kind
Hmm.
of break it down. So it's like, okay, if the challenging exercise, like whatever the big goal is for the day or whatever that skill you're blocking on, make that your challenge, right? Make that the challenge exercise. And then break that down and okay, what are 2 steps before that? So if it's
Hmm.
round off handspring tuck, it's like, okay, maybe round off handspring tuck with a spot is that next level down,
Yeah.
and round off handspring tuck on the tumble track or on the rod floor, with my coach standing there, maybe that's the first step and maybe that's the
Yeah.
goal. So I think it's just kind of stair stepping and allow for progressions, as opposed to I'm good now, I can just throw it in
Yeah.
there.
Okay. So if someone found this helpful or they suffer from mental blocks or anxieties or fears themselves, then how can they work with you or how can you help them?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the easiest way to get started is to sign up for a no cost conversation with me. So, I offer free performance check sessions, and that is a 30-minute virtual call. And the whole point of that is really to discuss what are your goals, what do you want, what's your dream, where do you want to be, and then where you are today. And I want to have a conversation and help this athlete see how to kind of close the gap. How do you get from where you are to where you want to be? And getting them to understand what's happening so they can let go of that frustration. That's really helpful. And what are some steps they can go ahead and start taking to move forward? So that's something I offer. It's called a performance check session. You can get signed up for it at mgpcoach.com/performance check session. And we'll put the link below this video. We'll include it somewhere, so that they can get access and get signed up for that. Spots are limited, so if they want to get signed up, if this is interesting, absolutely go ahead and get signed up, please. But it's a great conversation. I spend about 20 minutes with the athlete, then do a parent recap at the end for the last 10 minutes. And it's no pressure, no obligation. It's just, I just want to help you, talk to you, give you some things to think about, give you things to consider maybe you haven't before so that they can move forward in their skills. And then if they found it helpful and they want to know more about what the programs look like and what maybe the best next step would be for them, then at the end of the conversation, then we'll talk through those options together.
All right, that's a good option.
Awesome.
And I
Well,
know
thank
you
you.
also have mental coaching or other courses available too, right? And free trainings.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got tons of resources on my website. So if you go to mgpcoach.com, that is where you can find a lot of different resources. Also, we have a course. So I have a 12-week Mind Over Mental Block course that's available. We are going to be adding in some Q&A, office hour, like more live coach sessions. So to make sure that as you're working through the content and the curriculum and my 6-step Mind Over Mental Block process, as you work through that every week, you have an opportunity to ask your questions in person with a coach, one of my expert mental coaches. So that is an option. And then we're also going to be starting small group classes here in the next little bit. So keep an eye out for information on that. So lots of ways to get support from us. Just get in contact with us however you can. But a good place to start is that mgpcoach.com, our website.